this time of the year, but with a very young team, 4 freshmen starting at any one time in the lineup. They are 15 and 16. Very familiar lineup for Nebraska, with 2 freshmen in the starting lineup in Maddie Kubik and Kenzie Knuckles. As John Cook would tell you, by now they're not freshmen. They are well into the season, and his record sparkling here at Nebraska, trying to get the Huskers back to a 5th consecutive Final Four appearance. Final Four this year being played in Pittsburgh, PA. Nebraska will start out on the slide, and Schwarzenbach had the one-on-one and puts Nebraska on the board.
Really, Nebraska's going to work to get a very balanced, diverse offense. That's something that they know in the postseason will be important in tonight's match as well. Great high hand shot here by Schwarzenbach.
Right off the hands of Janaisha Moore. Janaisha swinging to that left side here, and it's interesting that not only are we going to see different players in the lineup, but these players have played multiple positions throughout the year. Smithers here on the swing, no touch there. Her swing is long. She's on the right side. We've seen her at middle. Janaisha Moore has played the middle at times. She's playing left side tonight. Jeff Carlson would tell you that he's just trying to find the rotation that provides the least number of errors.
Well, and as you mentioned, young, and so one night it's somebody, and the next night, and players are playing great, but they're also playing poor and inconsistent. And so, like you said, the lineup is ever changing and ever evolving.
There is Jeff Carlson, who said his team is, his quote, very high error this year, trying to find that lineup that's low error, and we've seen already in 2 of the first 3 points Ohio State errors. Mack goes behind her, the touch by Smithers not down. Pushed outside to Lexi Sun. Great dig in that back row by Kylie Murr, who is just a freshman.
And she's outstanding too. You enjoy watching her.
And there you saw the swing by Moore go off of the hand of Nebraska. Point for the Buckeyes.
Here you see Moore a little bit on the inside, and the arms of Schwarzenbach not reaching across, but reaching toward that outside, really ricocheting out of bounds, being tooled. Got to push those middles, excuse me.
Nice sweep from the left side, and we have a whistle, and it looks like a point for Nebraska. Double touch. 2 touches called on the Buckeyes. Mac Pedraza there, who is setting and hitting for the Buckeyes. Kept alive, but then down. Pedraza sent it over on the second touch.
Pedraza is a setter too. She's not afraid to be aggressive up front. So if that ball's tight on the net, she'll make strong moves. She'll attack at you, and like you said, kind of playing a dual role here. And she goes up strong.
And to serve now is Becca Maurer. She will set now out of the back row for Ohio State. Left swing, and the kill by Jazz Sweet.
Sweet's really been playing strong as of late, and the match last night she hit very well. She is hitting over 300. What did
570, I think.
Yeah.
Into the tape, but not the antenna.
Yep.
And a clarification being had right now on the floor.
Sharp angle there again.
And we're going to get a challenge. So Jeff Carlson thought it did hit the antenna. On our replay, it looked like it hit the tape, which rattled the antenna, but breezed just to the left. Let's take another look at it. Does it hit the antenna?
Here we get a chance to see.
It's really tough to tell.
Hard, yeah, the nets.
Here we go. This is the best look. And it did.
Yes, it did.
So good challenge there by Jeff Carlson. This should not take long for...
Right. Great camera shot there. We could see really clear.
Darryl Konachek is our R2 tonight, so he will have the look at it.
Back to Jazz Sweet. She hit 526 last night in that match. And we've talked about, again, her consistency has continued to elevate, too.
I don't know, Kathy, let's look again here. Does it kick left? No, right in.
Right there,
there it is.
Right there. Yep, this shot really gives you that view.
So clearly into the antenna.
Yep.
Now we remind you that Darryl and crew have a look at a different set of replays. Sometimes they see ours, others they look at the DV Sports system, which is internal here to most venues running the replay system across college volleyball.
And initially when it came into play, not very many schools had that ability, and now it's expanded and pretty much everybody is in position to do that.
And you can read Jeff Carlson's.
Yeah.
He said it was so obvious. And when, you know, I think those are the situations where coaches, when they think it is clear and obvious, they hate using a challenge on those. But the purpose of the challenge is to get it right, and a big block in the middle there for the Buckeyes.
Great job by Whitty coming and closing, very strong as they went up. Both of them up. You can see it actually, it looks like on the outside, Sambothi really got a hand on it.
No touch, swing is long, point for the check for the Buckeyes. And after a 3-0 Nebraska lead, Ohio State has now rattled off a 5-1 run. Serve here again from Mauer is just long. A good run for Ohio State to get back in it with Becca Mauer serving. Speaking of Becca Mauer, here's her former high school teammate, Kenzie Knuckles, now serving. Knuckles, hometown of Yorktown, Indiana. She played volleyball at Yorktown along with and in the same class as Kylie Miller.
Best friends through high school, so it's kind of fun for them to have this opportunity to meet up.
Well, we were told that Knuckles, along with Megan Miller, who played for Munciana Volleyball Club, all three of them played for that club. We were told that they showed up at the Buckeyes Hotel today to say hello, visit with old friends. It is a bit unusual, Kathy, that the first time these two teams see each other this year is in the very last regular season match.
Absolutely. But it sounds like the girls made the most of it, and definitely missing each other, I'm sure, and had the opportunity to get a chance to hang out a little bit before tonight's match.
There they are, Murr and Knuckles. Imagine that club.
I just say quite a pair to have on the same squad.
Both freshmen, both starting bros on their collegiate Big Ten teams. Right up, keeping it alive. Murr sends it over. Hames goes behind her. Sweet down the line. Jazz Sweet continues her hot hand.
Sweet really got on top of that ball. She had nice space in between the antenna. Here's a great up. You can see defense leads to offense, and when you get balls up like that, it allows your team to then have another swing at the ball, and Jazz Sweet then big termination.
Serve from Knuckles is long. Let's go back to the look at Nicklin Hames. She's had so many digs this year for a setter.
You know, she is a great defensive setter. A lot of setters want to release. They don't stay in position. She is very disciplined, digs a lot of balls. She's averaging 2.86 digs per set. That is unusual for a setter.
From off the net, the swing by Sweet, not down. Pushed outside, off the top of the block goes Gonzalez, not down. Jazz punches at it. Kubik will get a swing. Kubik puts it away.
Out of system ball, really. Kubik does a great job being aggressive, going hard after that ball, and swinging, slices it right underneath the block.
So the third of that triumvirate that played for Munciana, serving now, Megan Miller. Long and point for Nebraska. Huskers on top by 3 early on in set 1.
Those are just what we just saw, those inconsistencies, missing the mark on the swings by the Buckeyes.
Tough serve there. Gonzalez with the swing, and a nice kill by Gabby Gonzalez out of Marietta, Georgia. Just a freshman is Gonzalez.
And she's done a great job with some inconsistencies that we talked about, but she's still averaging 3.2 kills per set. She's just got to kind of get it figured out and get in the groove here.
One-on-one there against Stiveren's, got a hand on it, and Murr kept it alive. Second touch. Much more offensive second half of the Big Ten season for Nicklin Hames.
Absolutely. She has definitely become an offensive threat, and opponents really need to respect that from her. And again, that was a perfect ball passed right up to her. She had it right where she wanted it in the box, so everybody's focusing on the attackers.
Hitting percentage on the year for Hames is 195, but in the Big Ten, it's 240. Stands to reason you're facing tougher teams night in, night out as well in the Big Ten. Oh, nice job to keep that alive by Stivrins.
Great play out of the net.
Run the middle, Stivrins is there!
Maddie Kubik extends out, but a great play.
Off the top for the Buckeyes. They are 15 and 16 on the year, and like any NCAA postseason competition, as we learned earlier with Nebraska's loss to Iowa yesterday, you must be at least 500 to make the postseason. So Ohio State win tonight, and they go to 16 and 16 on the year. And to their credit, on their resume would be wins against Wisconsin and Nebraska, and you would assume that being in a conference like the Big Ten would get them a spot, and an RPI in the top 64 would get them a spot in the NCAA tournament. Here's Gonzalez with the kill. She had a great night last night on the road in Iowa City, 19 kills.
Yeah, and hit 459, so again, very efficient to get those 19 kills too. Great effort there by Hames.
Good decision, found the deep corner. Little pineapple there by Matt Pedraza.
You know, when a team is scrambling, a great thing to do is send it over quickly before they can get organized.
And then off the top of the tape, 3 straight for the Buckeyes. Now, we talked about how difficult the Big Ten Conference is. And Nebraska will take a timeout. So out of the last timeout, Ohio State rattles off 3 in a row. John Cook takes a timeout, and here is that. Well, last night at home against Maryland, it was a lethargic start for this Nebraska team, and while it's been better tonight, still struggling with a hitting percentage for Nebraska, as they are hitting 0 right now against Ohio State. Now, luckily for Nebraska, Ohio State is hitting negative.
Yes, and that continues to drop there with that big block. Hames, the smaller blocker, and when she gets her hands on that and gets that big block, she's got a little extra energy and attitude.
Blair. Densberger into serve for Nebraska. Tough pass there, puts him a bit out of system, but rolled over. Smithers with a nice roll shot gets the kill.
Smithers just took it right in between 2 defensive players. Again, just controlled the ball. And as it goes right between the 2 players, that both moving and no one claiming.
Out to Moore. A touch by Hames on the block. No touch there. Lexi's son with the big kill for Nebraska.
Great push by Hames to get that to the outside. And Sun does a great job, stays off the net, and really keeps that ball in front of her. Takes that hard angle. She's so good at that.
Tough pass. Moore's swing. Good up by Knuckles and a nice pass to boot. And it's closed out by Sun. Back-to-back kills for Lexi.
Here she takes a little sharper angle, trying to get underneath that block. Really runs that ball parallel to the net. Just kind of that thumb down, cuts it across in that sharp left front corner.
Long there, point Nebraska, no touch.
Smithers trying to get around that big block of Nebraska, just cuts it wide.
Tough serve, overpass. Chicken winged it by Lexi to keep it alive. Bump set out to Moore. Blocked by Schwarzenbach. Out of the back row, good pass by Kubik. And Sun puts Nebraska on a 4-0 run.
And she's a 3-for-3 here swing, but she does a great job going different areas and really diversifying her shots.
Timeout taken, second of set number 1 for Jeff Carlson. Nebraska on a 4-0 run. John Cook says zone 1, back right. They're targeting Gabby Gonzalez on the serve. The tip is just wide. Right idea by Smithers, but about a ball length wide.
And Knuckles was right there on that line to read it, to make a decision to let it go.
And one of the benefits that Jeff Carlson has this year in playing so many players is when someone's struggling, he's not afraid to go to the bench, and he does it here. First look at Adria Powell in a while. Powell in the front row. Moore goes off the hands. Sweet line, Moore. See Sun again. And there was a touch. Point. And Carlson's not sure he agrees with that. All the Ohio State players are looking at Carlson and saying, nope, no touch here, no touch here. Well, somebody said they touched it because there will not be a challenge from Carlston.
Yep. As I say, I didn't think a couple of the players acted like there was emphatically a touch. So usually they're the good.
Also might not have wanted to use that second challenge. Lexi having a good night tonight.
Yeah, she's doing a tremendous job of mixing it up, and I think that's what makes her more effective. And that's something that she's grown and developed over the last couple seasons. And again, she's so much more controlled with the ball and doing a better job of making those decisions.
Good run with Hames at the service line. That was a great serve, forced the overpass. 8-0 run, Nebraska.
Hames is really driving the ball. She's pushing that right back corner. And again, the serve-receive players are communicating right now, trying to see if they can make some adjustments. But really going at Gonzalez right now, just a freshman.
Madison Smithers back into the game for Powell for the Buckeyes. Go at Gonzalez again, out to Moore. Nebraska's sweet with the hand on it. Moore again off the top of the block.
Great hands, great effort.
Kept alive, and back comes Knuckles into position. And it looked like there was a touch and the kill for Janisha Moore.
You know, as a coach, you want your players just continue to pursue. Kubik just gets her hand on it, but Knuckles then never quits on that ball, follows it out.
Sun from the right side, and another kill for Lexi Sun. That is now 6 here in set number 1.
No errors either on 6 on 8 swings.
Great timing, great pass, good set to the middle, and Lauren Whitty pounded that home.
Whitty got right on top of that ball. Just a nice transition there. You can see she had a one-on-one situation. Sweet was not up. And she reads that, fired through.
A service error will put Nebraska at set point here in the first, and a rise to their feet here at the Devaney Sports Center on set point. Good swing down the line and the kill by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez got line and she's using it.
gives the point to Nebraska, and set number 1 goes to the Huskers. So ready for set number 2. Huskers took the first handily, 25-15. Out to Moore. Hands on it with Nebraska's block. Son again. In the middle. Smithers not down. That's Sweet. A good coverage there by Murr. Tip tried deep. Here is Son again. Off the block and down. Good decision by Lexi Sun.
And just tools it, and a great job at staying organized. That was out of system play. She uses the blocker's hands, tools it out. Stays perfect.
Pulled more off the net a bit, and Jazz Sweet was having none of it.
And really, Ohio State is struggling getting offensive going. In set number 1, they had 9 attack errors. Here again, big block. Just cannot get offense moving on the Buckeye side.
Tight to the net, hand to hand, won by Schwarzenbach.
She does a great job. That left hand, she has no hesitations up there, and just that wrist snaps, throws it right down to the ground.
Second set in a row, Nebraska has jumped out to the quick 3-0 lead. Nebraska's been good in this rotation.
Really putting pressure on Ohio State in this rotation, whether it be with the serve and again limiting their options offensively. Again, good side out here though by Smithers.
Mac Pedazzo with a kill. Smithers now back to serve. Upset, left for Sweet. Double contact called on Nebraska. And the service error. 4th error from the service line for Ohio State in the match. Sun now back to serve.
And just as you said, you know, Ohio State has just been a team of errors up and down in different locations, just trying to get some consistency. Coach Carlston looking for that, finding the right people to do that.
Good tempo ball out to Moore, and she was able to drive it down the line before Sweet could recover.
Moore does a nice job here. As you mentioned, Sweet was not there and reaching out, so she takes the ball out of bounds off of her hands.
Schwarzenbach with another kill. That's her 5th of the match on 5 swings. She's hitting 1,000.
She's really working to get up there and be involved in the offense. There you see her there getting in transition. Nice high ball, hand on the ball. Kind of clicking tonight.
Or again, Stivrins with the block.
She is so solid up there at the net. She's so physically strong when she reaches over. I mean, that ball goes down. It's going down as fast as it came to her. Look at, right on top of it. Nice fist bump.
Oh, nice slide by Sambothi, and Sambothi with the kill. Of course, her sister, a middle blocker for the Buckeyes for 4 straight years, Taylor Sambothi.
We were told she was here tonight to lend some support.
At least Summit, Missouri, not far away. Grunsfelder's serve is long. Miller in to serve now for Nebraska. You look at this Ohio State team, Kathy, and they've got 4 regulars in the lineup that are all freshmen, with Murr, Gonzalez, Pedraza, and Janesha Moore, all just freshmen. This might be a down year for Coach Carlston, but with that kind of talent in the lineup and that much youth. The future looks bright here for these Buckeyes.
Well, and again, it's one of those building years, and they're getting, those freshmen are getting great experiences. And this is a tough league, and they're out there, they're learning what the pace of the game is, just figuring it out. So there's some really positives that can come out of that, and that they'll take away from it this season.
Smithers swing well wide. Nebraska probably wasn't happy with what they did with the free ball either, so. Jalen Reyes. Ooh.
Right in the gut.
Solar flex. The bright spot he's been for Nebraska.
As a former defensive player, he ain't anything he hasn't seen.
Former pro at BYU.
Yep.
Good up by Megan Miller. Both teams scrambling out of system, trying to get something going. Here's Gonzalez. Boy, tip again, and then blocked by Ohio State at the middle. Was that Whitty that got the hand on it?
Well, I think.
Or did it not?
No, Stivrins just basically shoved it right back across the net.
Oh, it did fall on Ohio State's side.
Yep.
So that, strangely enough, will be the first kill for Stivrins on 4 swings. And so, Ohio State was out of rotation. Jeff Carlston wants clarify from Daryl Konachek. He said, are you sure? We'll go to the scorer's table to double check.
So in serve receive.
Nope, so it was not. So they'll replay the point.
And you can see they're stacked all to that left side. And so, again, you need to maintain those relationships front, back, and right and left.
What a block one-on-one by Stivrins off of the swing from Smithers.
And she is fired up. And again, that's that leadership.
There are their numbers on the year. Stivrins 388 on the year, 424 inside the Big Ten Conference.
These two captains kind of started training on being those great leaders back in January already. And as we've talked about too, it's paying off and they're learning what that means to be a leader.
Aggressive swing by Gonzalez. Once again, 19 kills last night for Gabby Gonzalez.
Gonzalez trying to change it up. Megan Miller gets her hand on it. Gonzalez then comes back with a high hand shot to get a little offensive going for Ohio State.
Stivrins. Sharp angle for Stivrins off the slide.
Just that quick whip arm that she comes back and she takes it across the body underneath the block. And again, her explosiveness, her quickness is just incredible. It's just fun to watch.
Double sub in for Nebraska. Drunick into serve. No touch point for Nebraska.
Smithers on that right side has just been a little bit long. She just can't get on top of that ball. She's being aggressive over there, just struggling a bit.
There's Aneshka Szabo also in on that double sub.
Creating a little bigger block on that outside against Gonzalez.
Gonzalez goes inside it and gets the kill. Gabby Gonzalez with 5 kills now. She's hitting right around 170.
which is a good adjustment. I mean, she's had Hames up front to swing over top, and so she recognized that and made an adjustment, went cross court. And as we mentioned, just a freshman, learning, doing some good things.
Nice up by Murr. Free ball here for the Huskers. On the slide, Schwartz and back off the top of the block of Smithers. Back to Moore again, and a whistle violation called on Nebraska.
Nope.
Check that point for Nebraska. Double touch on Ohio State. Becca Maurer back in for the Buckeyes. She will set. Hung just a little long for Smithers, and the block by Lexi Sun.
Smithers just trying to find some way to get some offense going here. And again, changed by Coach Carlson, bringing in Jordan Fry. See if she can maybe liven things up.
Going quick tempo out to that pin. Did not fool Sweet this time.
And Schwarzenbach does a great job releasing and getting to the outside. She knew she only had that attack available and busted to the outside to join Sweet.
Right away, Jeff Carlson grabs his two setters, pulls them in, chatting with Becca Maurer and Mac Pedraza as Nebraska on top 15-7. Halfway through the season, John Cook talked about with Lauren Stivrins, if there was an area in her game that she could, you know, have the most improvement, it would be her blocking, and that work has paid off here tonight. More wide, long, and I believe there was a touch, but no one is calling it. And they're saying long, and Carlson is up on his chair. He thought there was a touch too. Well, maybe not.
Yep, I think hard to say that angle, but it looked almost between the two.
Didn't see it there.
Nope. Great up. Tough ball, another
right back on it again. Schwarzenbach, the middle. Out of the back row, Gonzalez, the great up
Kubik
by Kubik, yeah. Lexi Sun closes out the point. 5-zip Nebraska run.
Defense wins you points. We've been seeing great defensive play there. Kubik reaches out with that one arm, but Knuckles had a couple big digs as well. Gives your chance another opportunity to swing. And Lexi Sun finishes it out with that swing.
Make that run now 6-0 Nebraska. They lead at 18-7 here in set number 2.
This rotation has really been very effective for Nebraska. Tough ball there. You can see just couldn't get to the ball quick enough. Didn't get her hand on it. That was more.
Buckeyes sub in Pedraza again, so she will set. Trying to find something that works between Maurer and Pedraza. You saw Carlson at the end of that last timeout pulled both of his setters over and had a quick conversation with him. He's trying to find the combination that worked. Pedraza there with a good set.
She's in the front row. She can run. She's ran a 5-1 system, so she can do that as well. And so they have those opportunities. But as you mentioned, just trying to figure it out, trying to get somebody to get this offense going, because it's really been struggling. They're still hitting negative in the match, negative 41. Great efforts. Defense again.
On the slide, the kill by Sambothy.
Okay, I just love defense, all right? And we're seeing a lot of great plays, and again, that extra effort tonight, and it's really been paying off. but it's just fun to see that attitude of nothing is down.
Tanya Buklik with her big serve is into the game, and that is long. Back in now for Ohio State is Jordan Fry into the middle. And the libero back in. Two touches again, point for Nebraska. 20-9 Huskers here in the second. The slide, no touch again. Yes, there was a touch. Back corner said touch, so point for Ohio State. Nebraska looking around, saying no, he's trying to find the error-free lineup, but he said, our process hasn't changed. What we have done in practice, in preseason, throughout the year, as the call coming, and it is long, no touch, point for Nebraska. Carlson said, as you see John Cook.
He's wanting to check the lineup. I think you want to make sure they're in the right rotation here after that.
So really nothing has changed for Ohio State in terms of process and approach and work in practice. It's just the results haven't been the same, and much of that he attributes to you still have a very young team. He has players on this team who are, a swing away from the Elite Eight, including Madison Smithers. So she knows what it's like, knows what it's about to be in those big moments, which is why he's felt it's so important to have her leadership throughout this year. Smithers, the junior out of Indiana, Center Grove High School. Last 4 matches, she's been in double-digit kills. Overpass put down there by Pedraza.
And as you're talking about Smithers, she has, she had 13 kills last night, but just a struggle tonight. Can't get that going, but again, one of those players you really are relying on, again, her experience to help you.
Another kill for Schwarzenbach. She now has 6 kills on 9 swings, and Nebraska 3 away. Knuckles back in to serve for the Huskers. Another good swing by Moore. Sweet was there. And the kill by Sambothi. Ellie Sambothi with another kill. She has 4 in the match.
And she's one of those players that can be very dynamic. She comes off that slide, and here she finds the hands of Kubik. She can be explosive, just getting her the ball in the right position.
Stiverins into the net, so point for Ohio State. Yeah, Sambothi, one of those players who can have a 500 kind of hitting night for you and turn around the next night and have a 0. Just her consistency has been a bit off. She was her second team All Big 12 when she was at Kansas State, made the All Big 12 freshman team. Transferred here to Ohio State, where her sister played for a long time. Violation of Nebraska into the net, and Buckeyes have now rattled off 3 in a row. Janisha Moore serving for the Buckeyes. One-on-one, Sweet not down. And long on the swing by Gonzalez. Miller now will serve for Nebraska. And Sambothi again.
Sambothi using Kubik on the last couple swings. Kubik's been one-on-one out there. Nebraska choosing to leave that as a one-on-one matchup. Their blocking scheme. A good adjustment there by Sambothi.
And the ace by the Buckeyes. That's Kylie Murr. 14th ace of the year for Murr. Buckeyes is tipped over.
Tipped over and tipped back, and again, just kind of in between players and nobody taking charge, calling it and just going.
Set point for Nebraska in the second. And the ace. Just win this to make the NCAA tournament. A loss would drop them to 15 and 17. And Jeff Carlson's team would be on the outside looking in.
You know, this team has played well, as you mentioned earlier. They beat Wisconsin, and so while they have the pieces, it's just getting it all put together and everybody put together at the right time too.
Wide on the block. Powell with the kill. Look at it.
Yeah.
See where it fell. Like it was
yep, wide.
Kept alive. Miller sends it back over. Two quick reactions by Nebraska to keep it alive. Tip try. Nice footwork there by Sun to step over the. And then Hames and Knuckles go head-to-head collision on the floor. Checking on Hames.
Everybody talking to each other.
Here's another look.
And really, Ohio State just tipping and catching Nebraska before they could get balanced. It's really a lot of reactionary responses right now. Whitty,
no
a little,
touch.
Yeah, Whitty a little long on that, a little flat, couldn't get on top of the ball.
So back to serve for Nebraska is Hames, and she's had a terrific night at the service line for Nebraska.
She scored 16 points in the serve tonight. So this rotation and her tough serve has really been effective tonight.
Playing line there, nice up. Sweet sends it back over. Pump set by Murr. Pedraza right at Hames again. That's swiped by Sweet, not down. Pedraza will get another swing and a kill. Check that. That's not Pedraza. That's Powell on the right side, who's now in the game. 16, not 10.
Here's a big swing by Powell. Hames there, pops it up, but Powell finishes it off on the next swing. Talk about a great swing right there. Schwarzenbach gets a great hand and rotates that ball, gets on top of it and takes it off to the right side on the Buckeye court.
Good hitting percentage for Callie tonight. 7 kills, 11 attacks, no errors. She's hitting .636. The pace there. So 4-3. Back to serve for Nebraska's Knuckles. Another kill by Grunzy. Mia Grunzy, the 6'3" sophomore from Waterford, Wisconsin. Waterford Union Coach Carlson said earlier in the year, really thought that she would be a starter on this team, but just needed more consistency out of her. She was really too high error, but here in a third set when you're struggling, change the lineup a little bit, and Grunzy's come up big with a couple of nice swings.
And that's what you want, again, when you're coming off the bench, take that opportunity, as you said, inconsistency, but when you got to continue to get in there and fight, and she got the opportunity and is doing what she needs to do.
Ohio State here in set number 3, hitting 400. Overpass there, put away by Kubik. And we're even at 5. Was that Stivrins on the kill?
No, I believe it was Kubik got this swing.
On the slide. Another kill by Sambothi.
She's quick and she likes that slide, likes to come around that backside. Here you get a chance to see it again. She's really wide out there. The only place she has is that sharp angle, and she does it well.
Blasted away by Kubik. Free ball for Nebraska. No! The down by Gonzalez, who placed it right in the middle.
Those are things that Nebraska, we've seen a little bit of hesitation a couple times tonight when the balls come over out of system. Just somebody needs to take charge and not let that fall.
Bump set out to the pin. Kubik tools the block again.
You know, on that kind of ball, you just push it in, find the hands, and just flick it out of bounds off the fingertips.
Out to Sun. Powers that. Murr chases it down. Sun goes line. And then on the overpass puts it down, but they're going to give the point to Ohio State. Nebraska in the net.
Sun came back up there quick. You see her body's out of balance. Yep, in the net and foot all the way across.
Yep. Good pass.
There's a nice ball. Oh.
And a bigger block on that right side. Powell again.
Yeah, just a great decision there. She stepped in and took it all.
Powell, the 6'2" sophomore out of Hubbard, Ohio, Hubbard High School. Of Adria Powell, Jeff Carlson says, without question, the hardest worker in our gym. He said she's earned the right to be out there on the floor. She's getting an opportunity here in set number 3.
And she's done a great job. I mean, she's come in and worked hard out there, been very effective.
Led the Buckeyes to a .457 hitting percentage here in this set. Tough serve there by Nebraska's Dinsberger.
Wow. Great back row attack there by Kubik. Hames does a tremendous job of leading her. She sets that ball right in front of that 10-foot line so she can take off and really drive and get her whole body to come through.
Dinsberger got a hand on it. Kept in by Kubik. Hames gives the Buckeyes a free ball. They'll run the middle. Good up by Kubik. Bump set outside. And long on the swing by Lexi Sun. That's just her second attack error of the match. So Gonzalez now back to serve for the Buckeyes. Double-digit kills for Gonzalez in 10 of her last 12 matches. Again, we mentioned earlier, 19 kills last night. And there again is Ohio State showing a bit of life here in set number 3.
And really putting a lot of pressure on Sun here the last couple swings.
9 service errors tonight for Ohio State, just 1 for Nebraska. And Nebraska gets into this rotation now where it's been so successful. Kathy mentioned earlier, 16 points have been scored on Hames' serve tonight for the Huskers. Hames goes back to Jazz Sweet, who tried line, and Murr was there. Into the net on the swing by Grunzy.
Nebraska really is kind of scrambling there in the midst of that, but it comes out on top, stayed organized.
Back to within 1 is Nebraska. Touch off Jazz Sweet. Now Jazz will get a swing and found the open floor.
Great job also by Callie Schwarzenbach. She wasn't up for the block, but she stepped in and took that ball as it came up. And gave it right into Hames to feed Sweet.
So into serve in the back row here for the Buckeyes is Bia Franklin. Senior from Brazil, number 17. Let's see if they target her. They do, right at Franklin. Sun got a hand on it. Jazz one-on-one again, but Franklin with a nice up. Bump set, Sweet. She get high hand? She did. Point for Sweet.
4th kill for Sweet. She's just stayed persistent, making them play defense. Here goes for that high hand shot as that angle shot was being dug. She adjusts, and look right here. Great shot with the fingers. Great shot by our camera. Wow.
Two touches, double contact called on the Buckeyes in what was a terrific rally going on. Scramble from both teams, but a good rally.
Yeah, Pedraza just took really a 180, 360 to try and turn around and find that outside target. Hands weren't clean. Again, just a freshman, really the pace of the play and really adjusting. And she's just learning as she goes. Doing a great job, but just...
That ends a 5-0 Nebraska run off of the serve of Hames. So Nebraska now with 21 points off Hames' serves this evening. Outside the block and right down near the 10-foot line.
She just got on top of that ball, and again, she's so quick. The velocity of that ball. As a defender, you don't have much time to react.
Not down from Grunzy. Good aggressive swing by Kubik, also not down from off the net. Nebraska got a block, rolled over on the tip from Sambothi, and Sambothi gets credit for a kill.
Just got her fingertips on there as that ball popped up.
7 kills now for Sambothi on the night. That ties Gabby Gonzalez with the team high for the Buckeyes. Grunzy down. Nice kill by Mia Grunzy.
Grunzy comes in hard here and takes it underneath that block. She's been a bright spot as she's come into the lineup here. Look at thumb down, slices it right underneath.
An effective lineup change for Coach Carlston. Grunzy gets that alive, keeps it alive out of the back row. Bia Franklin with the swing and the kill. And Ohio State on top here at the break, 15-14. Buckeyes, they trail it. Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center here in Lincoln, along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. 15-14. Buckeyes showing some life here in set number 3 as they're almost have equaled their total point outputs from sets 1 and 2.
Well, they're hitting 312 in this set. And so they've been barely above 0 up to this point. So really made some adjustments, some subs to come in and really made some things happen.
Great up in the back row by Franklin to keep it alive. Grunzy rolls it over. Nebraska having a hard time terminating right now. Roll shot, and Kubik gets it done.
Good adjustment there by Kubik just to change up the tempo. Went to that sharp angle shot, but again, not just that power shot, but a controlled shot and a change of pace.
Great effort there by Murr. Serve long, just the second service error for Nebraska tonight. Buckeyes back on top. And Grunzy now will serve for Ohio State. Push back one-on-one.
Wow.
And Sweet got the kill.
Great effort again, but Sweet really got behind that ball and put a lot of heat on it. She's got one blocker up there, so she's got a lot of court to swing at.
Nearly keeping it alive is Moore all over the place.
She is all over the place.
Well, that would have been a golden opportunity, but could not get it in the right spot. She had nobody up on her, but then puts away the next swing.
And she's just really pulling Muir all over the place. She pulled her into the middle there, and now trying to make her chase to the outside with that ball. And that's what you do. You just mix up your shots, keep the defense off balance.
Off the block, wide. Nope, it's going to be down. So their up official overrules it. Our line judge had called it out. Up official said nope, it was in. And a point on the slide. Sambothi doesn't clear. Nebraska's run is now at 4-0. And a timeout taken by Jeff Carlston.
Tonight for Stivrins.
So Miller still at the service line for Nebraska. They're in the middle of this 4-0 run. The pin. Ames blocks it back, and point Nebraska. Back row attack called against Pedraza.
Pedraza plays that dual role, and so in this rotation, she's in the front row, or excuse me, in the back row, and doesn't have that opportunity.
She attacked from above the net. Point for Nebraska, 5-zip run.
Tough serve there too.
Overpass. On the slide, Stivrins tries line, not there. Pulled inside, and the kill by Gabby Gonzalez. And the Buckeyes with the point off the scramble.
Gonzalez has been a little bit quiet as of late, but here gets a nice swing. Gets the ball back in their hands, which they need. Get something going.
Another terrific bump set by Ames, falling to the floor.
She just has such control and body awareness.
Tried deep corner, was not there, and 2 touches is going to be called on Pedraza as she runs into her teammate. You see Carlston saying, let's go, let's fight.
Pedraza is working hard out there, trying to get to balls, trying to get them set up to her team.
You see Ohio State's hitting percentage has slowly gotten better each set, hitting .216 here in this third, after hitting below 50 in each of the first 2. And Gonzalez with the kill.
I think it looked like that one. She just sliced it between the block. It wasn't quite closed.
So Pedraza now back to serve for the Bucks. Nearly an ace. Lexi Sun with a little roll shot. And how do you do for her 10th kill of the match?
Tempo ball, that's what, just changing things up. They're so dug in deep for that big power shot. Catches the defense.
Dinsberger into serve. Former Malcolm High School product. Tough serve by Dinsberger leads to the overpass. Point Nebraska. Back row again called on the Buckeyes. Another tough serve. Great up by Dinsberger. Off the block and out. And that puts Nebraska at match point here at home.
Dinsberger with a huge up and a big swing here by Sun.
Tough serve. Tries to push, does off of the hands of Sun. Match point number 2 upcoming for Nebraska. Mia Franklin into serve. And on their 10th service error of the match, Nebraska takes it 3 sets to none.